hello. Episode number 2 of my six-figure journey. So I would like you to spend the next half an hour with me and my guests that I've been interviewing over this year, 2020, which is coming to the end now. So those guys are really successful online entrepreneurs and they are super successful marketeers. So you will definitely get lots of value and lots of golden nuggets from them. I've been enjoying working with them. I've been enjoying talking to them, exchanging some thoughts, and I'm 100% sure you will benefit lots from it. We're gonna continue subject of mindset because mindset, as we all know, is crucial for our online success. Not only online, offline as well. But I think what people sometimes don't see, basically, to just get to this level that we are talking about, 10k plus a month and beyond, scale up the business, you need to have those things here, because you're not gonna be able to move ahead if you are still will be, let's say, on a level of $1, $2, or $3,000 a month. So it needs big changes. I will tell you quick story. I've recently read interview with one of the assistant of Carlo Ancelotti. This is a very famous soccer football coach in Europe. He's Italian and he's been managing lots of big teams, including Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and a few others. And this assistant was talking about his cooperation with Cristiano Ronaldo, superstar, probably now the most famous football player on the planet, and definitely the most successful one. He was saying the story that when Ronaldo played for Real Madrid and they won Champions League and various other titles, his mindset was that when Ronaldo was coming on the pitch before even the first whistle, before the game started, in his mind, he was already winning 1-0. Okay, so it's unbelievable if you just think about it. It's just unbelievable mindset. This guy was a winner before the game started. So he never played from 0-0. He always started to play the games with an advantage. And this assistant coach said that having him in the team was actually like already having one goal ahead. So it's unbelievable advantage. So I'm just telling you this story because I think it's super important to have this kind of mind that you are a winner. You just want to be there because this is where you belong, and you are not thinking that any other possibilities is even on the table. You just need to win this. So guys, have a great time watching this episode. I wish you all the best. I wish you Merry Christmas, because this will be in 3 days, and we will not see each other before the next Tuesday. So Merry Christmas, have a lovely time with your families, and I will see you in the next episode number 3 with Six-Figure Journey. Thank you.
What are your plans for next 6 months? I know that you just you got your new product which you launched last week. So if you can just tell us about it and how you want to scale, what you want to, when you want to take your business in next 6 months, please.
All right, thank you so much, Adam. Yeah, but guys, again, I really apologize for the tech issues. Like, before I answer that question, right, the truth is, there's always going to be setbacks, right? Like this, like freaking tech issues. There's always going to be setbacks like this, right? And if you can see here, my phone is still freaking. I have no idea. It's still freaking circling like that. If you guys can see it, right? So the truth is, a setback is always a setup for a comeback, right? Understand that this lesson, like whatever just happened here today, that things are going to be happening, right? Success isn't just a straight line, right? A setback is always a setup for a comeback. Ask yourself, within this situation that the thing happened, what can you do about it, right? The truth is, shit always happens, right? The thing that makes all the difference is the meaning that you give to it and what are you going to do about it, right? Shit always happens. So the thing that makes all the difference is the meaning that you give to the event and what are you going to do about it, right? So to answer your question, Adam, so the next 6 months, right? To be honest, right, last month itself, I did $20,000 in commissions, more than $20,000, and honestly, my goal is just to try to maintain that until it reaches a stable phase. Then I will scale it up even further, right? As you mentioned, like we just did a launch in a product with one of my partners here in Singapore. His name is Ryan, and we put together a tool that will help people get more time, give people their time back to actually help them automate their engagement, automate their sales processes just using Facebook, right? So the goal for that is to help as many people as possible, to help them, to give them back more time so that they can focus on the things that actually make all the difference, right? Because the truth in the online world, sometimes things just get so busy and you have so many things to do, right? You gotta do this, you gotta write copy, you gotta write an email, you gotta do your funnel and all that stuff, right? But the truth
Sure,
is,
yeah.
after when you have all these things in place, there's only a couple of things that you gotta do on a daily basis that will make you all the sales, right? And that itself is called the income producing activities, right? So, again, my goal for the next 6 months would be to help more people, to give them the time back as organic marketers, so that they can focus on the things that really matter to them. You know, spending time with the family, spending time with loved ones, spending time with their friends, and helping them focus on the things that will make all the difference. So that is my goal for the next 6 months.
Perfect. Thank you. Appreciate it. I think it's a great idea. As we know that tools are just to help us in achieving our goals as well, and without, from my perspective, without using tools, but obviously good tools, proven, the one that are actually working. Without those tools, it would be difficult for any of us to scale the business.
Yep.
And actually, to be honest, my favorite question, because this is the question that I just took my name for the show, which is six-figure mindset. So my question is, what is your mindset on, or what the mindset should be to be able to achieve this kind of spectacular success?
Right, good question. So the mindset that you're gonna be having and the way what you should always be doing, I believe that is about having a mindset about serving other people, right? Having the mindset of servitude, right? Asking yourself, what else can you do for this person so that you can help that person out, right? So that is my number one mindset I have, right? Coming from a place of servitude, coming from a place of over delivering to people, coming from a place of, help people by actually helping people. And yeah, so that's exactly it, man. Like there's so many, honestly, there's so much stuff about mindset. Mindset is one of my favorite topics. But I would say that the key thing that if you do whatever you do with heart, and you do whatever you do coming from a place that you're gonna be helping other people, then you can truly achieve whatever you want, right?
What kind of skills someone should learn to be effective getting clients on Facebook, from your perspective?
So one of the things, and this is what I teach my students and clients, is that there's tactics, okay, and those tactics last for a period of time, okay, and then there's strategies that are timeless, okay. Now I would focus on the strategies, all right, and the strategies are human psychology, customer psychology, what makes people buy, what makes people take action, right? Like if you can master the art of using words and images to convey a message and get a prospect to take a desired course of action, you'll never worry about money again. Okay. A lot of people focus on the tactics, the tricks, the hacks, the all these different things, the technology, the platform, all these different things that will die one day, right?
I love it because you just saying about foundations, about foundations which are to me, it's just, if you want to build a house, you need to have strong foundations. So you get into the basic things that people need to understand before they're gonna make next move.
Absolutely, 100%. That is absolutely right, and that's ideally like what you want to focus on, right? And if you can use that, right, if you can use your power of your voice, and you can use the power of copywriting and sales messaging, right, and you can master that, you won't ever have any problems getting clients. Okay, and once you have a systematic, reliable way of generating clients on demand, you never have to worry about money again, right? And that's ultimately, it just takes away the fear of ever going broke and ever jumping into, and going into poverty or something like that, right? It's like when I have this skill set.
What you are saying, if you got this skill set, if you are building this long-term relationship, we're still talking about organic marketing, you're saying that you will never gonna be hungry anymore because it's permanent. I would put it this way.
Yeah. So, and it's not, you're totally right. Okay. And so organic marketing, if you think of it this way, organic marketing is a strategy that is that gives you all the tools without spending any money, right? Facebook is free and all these different things to speak to your ideal clients, and then use the power of customer psychology and sales messaging to get them to take a desired course of action, right? And that right there is what I would have you guys focus on, is developing that skill set. And one of the quickest ways to develop that skill set is to kind of model somebody who's done it already, right? And somebody that can teach you to do it as well, right? That's going to be the shortcut to success, all right? Or you can spend the time figuring out how to do it yourself, and then testing, and then letting the real world experience teach you, right? But yeah, I always, I'm in like 3 different masterminds right now, and 30,000, 25,000, you know what I mean? So I'm always learning from the best of the best. And I've found that is key to my success, is learning from the best.
Yeah, I'm really, really glad you said it, because I will be stressing out how important is mentorship, how important is to have a mentor, how important is to have someone who's been there, who's done these things before you, and who can just help you and make, I'm not saying shortcuts, but make you feel much more comfortable and show you the ways that you can follow, instead of, as you say, speed testing for another 2-3 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally. Because here's the thing, is that everything that you've ever learned, okay, if you trace it back, okay, the teacher who taught you that lesson, if you trace it all the way back, the teacher that taught you that lesson has always been life. Okay, there are things that you had to learn the hard way, right? And the hard way is always life teaching you directly. But then there are other things that you've learned indirectly from the teacher of life. Okay, now life doesn't pull any punches. Okay, it hits you hard, and it has no partiality, and it does not care what has happened inside of your life or the circumstances you're going through or anything like that, right? It does not care. It will hit you and hit you, right? But when you learn from life indirectly, you learn from others' past experiences. I guarantee you, if somebody could literally build a 6 or 7 figure business watching this interview and implementing, okay? Somebody can actually do that, okay?
So what you are saying, you are just behind guard. You are a little bit like this, so you are protected, because you are not like this opening for the punches.
Yeah, exactly. From this interview, it probably won't happen. People can hear, no matter how detailed, right, can hear this is what you have to do step by step by step by step, right? But most people don't take action on that, okay? If you do, you can and will get results if you're consistent with it, right? Now that's just one thing that people need to understand, okay? Is that life is going to hit you hard, and it's going to be the direct teacher, but behind the lessons you learn. You can learn it from her directly, or you can learn it from her indirectly. And the way you learn it from her indirectly is by somebody else's life lessons they had to learn the hard way, right? So you can have a coach or a mentor, and they can tell you why or what to do and how to do it and why you shouldn't do it any other way. And if you listen to that, then you can avoid all the heartache and pain and loss of money and loss of time and energy and resources that it took to learn that lesson, right? Some people, unfortunately, have to do it their way. They have to figure it out themselves and stuff like that, and then life is going to hit them, right? But if you are coachable, then you can have success a lot greater. And you said, like, I don't want to necessarily say shortcut to success. I'm unafraid to say shortcut to success.
It's not a shortcut. It's not a shortcut. No.
Well, you see, like, I have a difference of opinion because Myron Golden, I had that same thought process. Myron Golden, taught me one time. Okay. It's like, people are afraid of the words get rich quick scheme, right? So people are afraid of the words get rich quick scheme because of the association behind it, right? So if it's get rich quick, it is a scheme, right? And that's what is been ingrained in everybody's mind. But what about the stay broke forever scheme? No one ever talked about the stay broke forever.
Stay broke. I love it.
You know what I mean? Like, no one's ever talked about that, right? But the reality is that you can make $1 million in 40 years time and still live paycheck to paycheck, always being broke. Okay. Or you can shortcut the success and you can condense the time and you can make $1 million in a year, and then you're rich. So it's not about the money you make. It's about the time that it takes you to make that, right? It's about the time that it takes. Are you able to condense time? That's what coaching is. That's what mentorship is. It's giving you the ability to condense time, bring how long it would have taken you to learn it on your own all the way down and faster. Now, if you have the right coach, you'll be able to learn however long it would have taken you to done 4 years in 2 months. And like, now you stand on the shoulders of the giants who have come before you. And now their ceiling, their success, their ceiling becomes your floor. And now you can continue to persevere, continue to move on, continue to grow on top of that foundation.
Peak point of your affiliate, of your marketer career, which is fantastic, and there's lots of people who wants to be on this 10K level. But my question is, what is next? What are your plans for next, let's say, half a year, 6 months? What changes? What ideas you've got? How you want to develop, scale your business? If you can just tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so like I spoke about before, the importance of getting that foundation in place organically. Now that I have that foundation in place and I'm staying consistent with my content, and I have leads coming in and sales happening using that system, and it's working for me, now is at the point where I can exercise and look into paid ads and start to add on layers. So over the next 6 months, I plan to start focusing more on paid ads. I start to plan on focusing more on different channels to get me more exposure. Important to get that in place. So now that I have that in place, it's kind of adding layers and really taking things to the next level. Beyond that, I plan to actually rebrand my Facebook group. As you can see now, when I started, I wanted to keep it more general, because going into it, I didn't really know exactly which direction or which niche I wanted to go after. So I decided to keep it more general to kind of open it up more broad. But now that it's at that 500 mark, and I built a great group of members with that, I want to further niche down and rebrand it and kind of take people along my journey as I go to 6 figures online. And then in addition to that, I'm starting to do a little bit more one-to-one coaching and really diving deep with people that are struggling, because I think the 2 biggest things that people struggle with beyond that, having a clear plan, is just overall clarity in their business and how to go about staying consistent and actually get results. So for me, it provides me a lot of meaning to actually dive deep with individuals and figure out where they're at and how we can get them out of where they're at and get them to a better spot to having success online.
Perfect. That's awesome, man. Because I know that it's lots of people in the space that are actually struggling, that they need guidance, they need mentoring, and they just feel lost because it's so many things going on. It's such a fast changing environment, and there's also lots of new things all the time going on, and to just bring them back to the successful way, it's just wonderful. So if you can do it as many as you can, just thanks for that, because it's giving something special to this digital space community.
Yeah, no one gets through life without support. And as I talked about before, how I struggled for 3 years trying all these different things, that's when I really decided it was time to get that support. And it can be difficult to put your guard down and admit to that and ask for help. But everybody needs support at some point in their journey. So if you're willing to actually step outside and ask for that, it's going to make the world of a difference in the long run.
Perfect. So the question that I'm always interested in, obviously we touched it beforehand a bit, but what is the mindset that you have to achieve success, to be ready for the success, to follow, to even if you are on a detour, just coming back to this right path, right way? How would you describe it?
More than anything, the first thing that it starts with is having self-belief. And like I talked about too, going back to when I was making that decision as to whether or not I wanted to pursue and go into my family business or work online, I knew at the end of the day, if I didn't go to take over my family business and I didn't decide to do that, I knew I would never work for somebody else again. I told myself that because I knew I would be able to make it happen. I just needed to figure out how to make it happen. So you have to believe in yourself 100% that whatever it is that you're working on, you're going to make work. If you're unsure that what you're doing or the strategies that you're using aren't working, or if you don't feel confident with them, that's when you start to ask for help and get mentorship. But it all starts with self-belief. And without self-belief, you're never going to get anywhere online. It can be a very lonely space. And without that, you're going to be really just kind of coming back each and every day, questioning whether or not you're progressing. And then outside of that too, another important thing that I talked about was having that plan and consistent action. And then above and beyond that, it's learning along the way. So a big thing for me is as I'm staying consistent and getting clear on what metrics that I need to focus on each and every week, and how I go about tracking those, on a weekly basis, I like to look back and reflect. Where did I fall off at? Where did I do well at? How next week can I improve and fill in the gaps and level up from what I did the week before? That way you're not letting one bad week of falling off in a particular area continue. It's important to pick up and really pick up where you left off and fill in those spots.
Okay, so this is, I think, what you've just said is very, very, very important in this game. So to make a plan, and then every week, 2 weeks, whatever it is, on some point you always check what went down the plan, what went wrong, what place needs fillings, or what mistake that they made, or what happened in what was unexpected, for example, and just pick up on those things and make sure that they are not continue to happen next week. And those who are actually good, just repeat them, structure and scale. Yeah, am I right?
100%. And another all of where I was weakest at. So I don't know if you've ever seen like a wheel of life chart, but for me, like months ago, I went through that and I ranked myself where I was at on every avenue of my life, both finances, health, mindset, across the board. And then developing like a 3-year vivid vision as to what you want to achieve in 3 years, where exactly you want to be at, and where your weakest points are at now. And then working backwards from there and focusing on those weak points first, because your goal is to get that circle of life as round as possible. And for a lot of people, even myself included, when I started doing that, it was very uncircular. For me,
figure mindset. So what would you say is a main feature of the mindset to be 6-figure affiliate marketer?
Yeah, so number one would be that delayed gratification, definitely. So delay that and be prepared. You know, you need to get out of this employee mindset and be prepared to put in a few months' work and not get paid for it, because you will get paid on the back end. Like, this is how it works. The compound effect kicks in, and momentum just really picks up there. I think that's a really important piece of the mindset to have, and something that's really tough for beginners as well is being disconnected from the result and being like process oriented. So not focusing on the monetary results as much, but to focus on like relentlessly implementing the strategy that you're following. So if you can relentlessly implement the strategy you're following and stay disconnected from the actual results, they're more likely to come. And I know it's easy for me to sit here and say because I've had some results come in now, but at some point in the past, I had to disconnect from that. I had to disconnect from the results and just focus on the process every day. Because if you focus on the monetary results, you're going to burn out after 3 weeks because it's not as easy as people will market it. It takes time. Like it takes consistency. So if you're coming into this with the expectation of making $10,000 in your first 3 months, you may be disappointed. And that's where most people have false expectations and end up quitting. So I think it's important to focus on, delaying the gratification and really just disconnecting from that result and become really, really process oriented. And I think on top of that, just another thing that I struggled with early on was, I mentioned it before, the employee mindset. So people show up each day, but they're trained to show up and just do the minimum you can to get paid and then clock out. Like just show up, do the hours, do whatever you have to do and clock out. And I think it's important to make that distinction when you realize that you are running your own business here. So this is your business. Why would you put in half the effort for everything that you're doing? You need to like when you show up for yourself, you really need to show up. So it's important to make that distinction and get out of that employee mindset and realize that what we're working on is our future. This is our business. This is going to give us our life of freedom or whatever you got into this for, more time with your family, the money to travel the world, like not needing to get up at 6 a.m., whatever that is for you. This is going to get you there. And if you just show up and do the minimum every day, I think you're going to find it really hard to sort of pick up that momentum and get those results. So I think it's important to get out of that employee mindset and really, really show up for yourself. Like really show up. Think about the possibilities of this, and yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it. As I'm always saying, you always have to find your why. So why you're doing this? Because in a difficult moments, it's gonna always help you. When you are struggling, when you got bad day, when you got bad time, bad hours, if something didn't go well, then it's gonna help you, and then you're gonna dive deep into your why, and this why is gonna bring this extra power to help you go through.
Yeah, I think that's really important. And I have my why written just above me in front of my laptop, and I read that every single morning. So I never lose sight of why I got into this, and that keeps the fire burning strong. I think that's really important, man.
Guys, thanks a lot for watching. Aaron, it was a big pleasure to have you today, tonight. Again, it depends which time zone are you tuning from. Be with us, and it's been as always amazing golden nuggets dropped here. So many value, and from obviously such a cool guy and such a successful entrepreneur. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, all of you, for tuning in. You can see the replay on my group and on the profile as well, because sometimes obviously the time is not the best for everyone to show up live. So if you're watching live, just this last seconds, drop hashtag live. If you're watching replay, drop hashtag replay, and we'll be coming back next week with another edition of Six Figure Mindset. Aaron, my friend, thanks a lot, and all the best. As you know, I'm a big fan and learning from you every single day.
Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate the kind words, and thanks everybody who jumped on live. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it, man.